Imagine watching your child walk into a room full of strangers and coming out with a friend. Sounds amazing, right? Well, it's totally possible. And you are the only one who can make it happen. In today's video, we are unlocking the secrets to helping your child make so many friends and keep them, the ones that will last. I'm Chetachi Ogbonna. Let's dive in. Why does friendship matter? So, we're going to go with the following outline. Research says that friendships in childhood help us to reduce our blood pressure when we are in adulthood. Now, it also says that it also helps us to reduce obesity. Another research says that it helps us also to have better mental health in adulthood. There are so many other reasons why friendship skills matter. We know that people that have so many friends are happier, they are more confident, they feel connected, and they have better communication skills, they have much more empathy, and these kids, grow up into more resilient adults and kind people. So it prepares people for the life ahead. Even the Bible in Ecclesiastes 4 9 to 10 tells us that two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one of them can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls without having anyone to help them up. St. John Bosco tells us that a friend is a treasure of incomparable value, without which life is like a wheel that lacks a spoke. Why do some children find it hard to make friends? Because some of them are shy, some of them are anxious, they lack social skills, which is what we are going to, focus upon in this video. And some of them have limited opportunities. Maybe their parents have not exposed them to enough, opportunities to make friends. And some have past negative experiences. For example, some of them might have been bullied in the past. And because of that, they are finding it difficult to make friends. I will tell you a story about one of my little friends. So I met this little girl, and she now opens up to tell me about her struggles in school. So she said she has so many friends, but that, she finds it hard to keep friends. I asked her why. She said that because she usually calls them names. That's what she said. She calls them names. She talks to them very rudely. So I asked her, but why do you call them all these names? She said that she doesn't know why. She just finds herself doing it. So I had to advise her and I have to tell her the reason why you should try as much as possible to be polite to people, and that I just try to relate it back to her. I asked her, what if you are the one, how would you feel and everything? So I advised her, and she actually took my advice, and the next time I saw her, she told me she was working on it and that she saw her friendship start to improve. But now looking back at her family background, her parents fought a lot, and she comes from a family where she's not so loved. Now, this brings us to the part of this video where we're going to right now, which is the aspect of the family. Everything about making and keeping friends comes from the family. It all starts at home. So where that is where kids learn to have empathy for other people, they watch from how we treat other people, they learn connections, they learn how to network. If a child has a dad or a mom who networks easily, that child will easily form connections. And small moments, all the small moments that they watch, memories, take them very far in life. So they find it easy when they see their parents doing all these things. So the communication that we have at home, when children come back from school, how do we welcome them? Do we ask them how was school, or do we just go passive or face our phones? So we need to remember that even the dinner table is the best place to have these small talks. Find out how school was, let's laugh, let's connect. The dinner table is not a place where we should bring our phones or encourage the children to bring their phones. Let us use those dinner table moments to reconnect as a family. So, all those connection moments teach the children how to communicate, and the communications will eventually now translate to how they communicate with their friends, because communication is a key part of friendship and also helps the children to be able to keep the friendships when they make them. Another aspect that we need to look at is apologizing and forgiving. Because even if you make 1,000 friends and you don't know how to apologize when you're wrong or to forgive when you are offended, those friends will disappear in a minute. So we need to teach our children by the examples of how we even do these things in the family, how we forgive our spouses when they offend us, how we also forgive them when they offend us, and also how we as parents ask for apologies, even from our children when we offend them. So all these things give them the real feel of how to build relationships, and they carry these things on to building their own relationships and keeping their relationships. Teach them how to cooperate, teach them teamwork. So how we cooperate as a family in the things that we do, we need to create opportunities for, doing things together, for playing together, for having family fun together, for working together as a family, for praying together, for doing, a lot of things together, for bonding. Now, when we foster this teamwork in the family, the children will learn how to work with people as a team. There are a lot of children these days, because of the, the advent of social media, that don't even know how to do anything as a team with anybody, because they are always on one gadget or the other. So we need to teach our children these aspects, and in fact, not just teach them verbally, but also to encourage them, to help them, and to make it even feasible by working with them on it. We need to also sign the children up for activities, for sporting activities, for art, for robotics, for coding, for whatever it is. All these are places where they meet other children that have like minds, that are interested in networking with them, that, they have so many friends. And one other thing is that we need to encourage our children to have as many friends as possible. It's not the best for children to limit the amount of friends they have. So, as many friends as possible. Why is this very important? Because when children have so many friends, if there is a problem with one set of friendship, they can easily move on without having to, weep so much over that particular friendship, because things happen, right? So when they move with people who have like minds in all these places where they get these connections, in the sports field, in wherever, the clubs and everywhere, they actually find shared connections. And these shared connections help them connect with people without much pressure. And it becomes natural for them to connect with each other. So we also try as much as possible to allow the children to bring their friends home, and also to connect with the parents of our children's friends. So we do this by, trying to meet up with them, trying to arrange for get-togethers, trying to arrange for hangouts, for picnics, whatever it is, whatever effort we can make. The goal is for us to make out time, social time, for connections to feel natural and not forced. So by the time we do all these things, it will make it easy for our children to form bonds and connections, without trying too hard. Now, kids learn from what they see. So we need to make that effort to treat people nicely, to, the people we see on the road, our neighbors, our spouses, the waiters that attend to us, the gate man, the people around us, our house helps, our domestic workers. All these things our children watch and they learn. So we don't take anything for granted. The way we treat people determine what our children learn and how they carry these things, because all these things matter. If they treat people, with negativity or wrongly, those people will go away and they will lose friends. But there is something, if our children have learned how to make friends and have these connections, something else comes up, and that is peer pressure. So our next video, we'll be talking about peer pressure, and it promises to be very educative. And I want you to make out time to watch that video, because you're really going to enjoy it. We're going further on this one. So it's to keep an open line of communication. Make sure your doors are open to your children. Listen to them, talk to them, provide solutions if you can. Try and pray for your children. Try as much as possible to be the shoulder they can lean on, because when they start forming friends, issues will start coming up. So be the shoulder that they can lean on, and always give them solutions that are positive and not negative. Remove negativity. We remember that all our children are different, each and every one of them, and they are all special. and that because they are special, some of them might be introverted, some of them might be extroverted. And for those that are extroverted, it's very easy for them to form friendships and make friends. But for those that are introverted, it might be more difficult. So we need to start understanding, for those that are finding it more difficult, give them time. And we accept them for who they are and not who we want them to be. So it's good for us to create a safe place. Let our home be a safe haven for our children where they are understood and loved unconditionally, so that no matter what happens outside, they have a place to run home to. So when they know that our home is always open, they will approach friendship with confidence. So they will not worry about having friends or what might happen if they have friends and all that. So they'll be more confident making friends. Encourage them to develop long-term relationship values. These long-term relationship values will follow them into adulthood and sometimes even into marriage. And these values are values like trust, loyalty, honesty, kindness, forgiveness, and all the positive values that we know, faithfulness, because no matter the kind of friends you make and you don't have these values to support that friendship will eventually break up. By modeling relationship skills, offering support, and allowing our children the space to grow, you are helping them build lifelong, meaningful relationships. The foundation of great friendship starts at home. With your love and guidance, your children can make friends, navigate conflict, and develop empathy, all while staying true to themselves. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to have perfect social skills to guide your children. Focus on the small everyday conversation and moments and the small progress that your children are making, not perfection. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you being here. So if you found these tips helpful, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share button. Share your thoughts with us in the comment below. Let us keep this conversation about helping our children develop strong, healthy relationships going. See you next time.